So for anyone who's been following me on my little Looper X journey, my config setup, I did say that I wasn't a big fan of the actual workflow, but I'm actually growing more towards a mute workflow the more I use it. But more importantly, I've just kind of got my MC8 controller, MIDI controller here set up in a way that allows me to do start, stop all and unmute or bring all the tracks in one button press. So that's going to be this button, and I've also got it, I don't know if you remember, I was saying that I always use the octaver effect, and that the input routing is just to a track, and it's on whatever track's armed. If the effect's turned on, it goes on to the input of that if you have it set on pre, because you can't directly assign an effects rack to an input presently. I know there's some requests in to get that done in the firmware. So I've configured my MIDI button here, this one on the MC8, for this one to turn that effect rack on for every channel in one go. And the way I do that is because the MorningStar allows you to send multiple triggers at any one time, you know, multiple MIDI signals based on one button press. So that's going to turn the bass on for everything, so it'll do everything I want. It'll apply it to there and I can turn it off in one go. Also, this is my start, stop, all. So all the tracks are on now. If I push play, everything's in. If I mute a particular track that I don't want in yet, so I've just got that on, but let's say that I want to stop that and then kick in with everything. Start, stop, all actually works in that way. So the start, stop MIDI command on its own doesn't work that way. What happens is there's a mute all toggle MIDI command, and I've found that if I send that once, so I've got two tracks muted there. If I send that once, it mutes everything. If I send it again, it unmutes everything, regardless of where it was at. So I'm actually triggering this pedal to send the mute message twice, and then the play, start, stop, all message on one button. So in most instances when I'm looping, if I've got two tracks off and I'm playing and I want to bring that in now, start, stop, all with everything back in, I've now got that functionality on that MIDI pedal. If anyone wants some help on how to set that up with the MorningStar pedals, give me a shout, I'll happily help you. But now, I think this is staying on my board. Woo!